12. In a place where things that don't drop don't drop. At the Swallow's Favor, a buying shop crowded with adventurers today, I told Urza about the scene I had just witnessed. She said, "You didn't know? If you leave dropped items in an unpopular place, monsters will be born from them." Oh, sorry. Yes, they are. Of course, there are exceptions. Exceptions? Storms come and things get blown out into the open. Oh, I see, I see. In that case, too, would a haggling be created? The point is, if you drop something from a dungeon and leave it in an unpopular place, it reverts back to the original monster. Even in a dungeon? Even in the dungeon, sir. I see. I put together in my mind what I had just heard. If that's the case, I'd like to have dinner with you tonight, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, would you like to go out to dinner with me tonight? I found a really good restaurant. Thank you, Urza, I'll be back. I ran out of the restaurant, excited to try out what I had just discovered. I was so excited that I couldn't see what was going on around me. Inside the store where Ryota had disappeared, his colleague Ina came to Urza's side, who was staring wistfully at the doorway. She said, "Zan Nen, you got dumped." I wasn't rejected. I'm not being dumped, Ryota-san, it's just that I have something important to do. Ha ha ha, no sulking, no sulking. I'm not sulking. I'm not sulking. I'm just saying that it's better if you're happy. Wow, thanks for the food. Oh, welcome. Urza stared at the door Ryota had left with sad eyes. I dropped the carrots I had killed the sleeping slime on the second basement floor of the tellurium and brought them to the ground. The reason I didn't turn it into a pumpkin was to prevent accidents. It's not the third time I've done it with a pumpkin, because if I did it with a pumpkin, I'd see Emily pass by it for some reason. That's why I chose carrots. What I do with carrots, pumpkins, or, well, sprouts, doesn't matter. The idea is to intentionally create a Hagremono. When you defeat a Hagrahito, it drops something that doesn't exist in this world. I got a gun by defeating a gorilla, and I got a bullet replenished by defeating a croc slime. Bullets are consumable and always need to be replenished. If you can intentionally create Hagremono, you can replenish them at your will. With this in mind, I put the carrot in an out-of-the-way place and waited until I could just barely see it. How's that working out for you? Then, I waited for a while. I love carrots. You're the one who can catch them. Eve appeared out of nowhere and picked up a fallen carrot and ate it. She ate the carrot in a manner reminiscent of a rodent. Why are you eating it? Low level, you know. Don't call me that. Why are you eating that carrot? Because there are carrots there. Yeah, well, I'm sorry I didn't think you could catch you some carrots. Thanks a lot. You want a carrot? I don't eat carrots. I'm not giving you carrots. No, you won't. This carrot belongs to the rabbit. I will not let anyone take it away from me, even if the heavens and the earth turn upside down. That's the first long line I've ever heard you say. Eve, the bunny girl, gnaws at the carrot with satisfaction. The bunny girl Eve is happy to jiggle her carrots. I'm glad I got more than I did. I put down the spare carrot. Eve's ears perked up. She stared at the carrots, drooling. Wait a minute, don't do that. But the carrot. Okay, I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one, he said, handing her another spare carrot. Eve looked at the carrots in her hand and the ones on the ground, alternately. That's a carrot, that's a carrot, that's a carrot. I'm not kidding. You can take those carrots to Emily. Emily. I'm sure she'd make an amazing carrot dish. Carrots, Emily. Are born. Oh, no. I was so excited that I didn't even notice my own face. Well, I guess that's all taken care of. I looked at the carrots and thought. I somehow dug a hole in the ground and buried the carrot. Then, I leave and look at the ground where I buried the carrot from a distance. Then, he waited for a while. Then, when I thought it was no good, Poco! A slime was born from the ground. It was that sleeping slime that lives on the second basement floor of the dungeon in Teruru. I've been waiting for you. I grabbed my gun and jumped on the sleeping slime. Pang! Pow! The sleeping slime was shot and 10 bullets dropped. I did it! I shouted out. The experiment was a great success. Now I can always intentionally bring out the Hager Mono and replenish it with a steady supply of bullets, which are not available in this world. It's a big step forward. I thought it would be hard to wait for Hagremono not to drop anything, but I was glad to have discovered this way of doing things. Wait a minute. Nothing drops. I felt something fluttering in my head. Nihonium, second basement. A zombie that attacked by surprise is sunk by a headshot. The zombie's head was blown off and the zombie dropped a seed. I picked up the seed and my strength went up by 1. This zombie is also a non-drop monster. It is a monster that does not drop for humans in this world, but when I kill it, it drops a seed. It is the same as a Hagremono. So I thought to myself, what if zombies became Hagremono? That's what I thought when I came to Nifonium, but I was in trouble. The seeds of the dropped items disappear when I pick them up. The item has to be taken outside to give birth to a Hagremono, but the seeds here disappear as soon as they are picked up. I went back to the basement floor above. I searched a bit and found a skeleton. It was bone, so there wasn't much I could aim at, but I calmly took it down with my gun. It dropped a seed. The maximum HP value went up to 0. It turned out to be a problem. I thought I might be able to hold the seeds since my HP was already up to the maximum S, but it only went up to 0 and the seeds disappeared. I can't take the seeds out. I thought it would be interesting to see what would happen when a monster that doesn't drop becomes a monster that doesn't drop. No matter. It's not going to work out that way. I refilled my ammunition, so let's go back to Tellurium and work hard to earn today's money. With that in mind, I left Nihonium. As I came to the exit, I was wondering if my HP would be SS or something since I got the seed in S. Then, the wall collapsed and a skeleton came out of the wall. The wall collapsed and a skeleton attacked. I thought to myself, you too? You love to ambush monsters. I kicked the skeleton that grabbed me. The skeleton flew away and flew out of the dungeon. Oh man, to the Hagremono, what? The skeleton disappeared. A second after he left the dungeon, he disappeared in a mist. What's going on? I tilted my head. Tellurium and Nifonium. After some experiments in 2 dungeons, I discovered another simple principle. All monsters can only live on that floor. They can't set foot on a different floor themselves, but as soon as they are blown up or sent to another floor, they disappear. The only time they become a haggling thing is when dropped items are left outside, and they disappear as soon as the monsters leave normally. If they go to another floor or are taken out of the basement floor, they disappear. Monsters followed that principle without exception. Nihonium, first basement floor. I was waiting right by the entrance. I waited and waited. Finally, after about an hour, a skeleton appeared from the ground and attacked me, who was waiting for it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I grabbed the skeleton by its thin neck bone and threw it outside. Then, I fire a gun at the skeleton that has been thrown outside. With his nerves sharpened, he fired a series of shots, aiming between the bones for only a second. The bullets shattered the skeleton into pieces. And then, Pawn. One bullet dropped. A monster that normally does not drop, outside of a dungeon that normally does not drop. It dropped an item. I pick it up and put it in my gun. I am convinced, this is something different. I aim at a tree outside the dungeon and pull the trigger. The bullet hits the tree, and a magic circle spreads around it. Immediately after, the tree became a large block of ice. Frozen bullet. Magic bullet. The expression, magic bullets, naturally appeared in my mind.